Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers update for Monday, July 8th, reveals that Hope Logan will have to suppose presto now that Thomas Forrester has proposed formally again. Thomas eventually decided to pop the question for a third time and see if Hope's really ready to give him the commitment he's pining. Still, Hope is formally scrupling when it comes to answering Thomas' marriage question. Thomas may point that out to Hope on Monday's occasion and argue that when he asked Paris Buckingham, there was no vacillation at all. Paris was completely set to accept Thomas' ring and dive into wedded life. That's what Thomas is looking for, so this third marriage offer seems more like a way to get Hope to understand. B&B spoilers suggest Thomas is trying to prove his argument with this bold move, so Hope may be dissatisfied when she realizes that. Of course, Brooke Logan was just asking Hope whether she'd be willing to accept Thomas' ring if he asked again. Hope might be tempted to give Thomas a yes, but Paris is on the quest for Thomas and will be popping up any nanosecond now. Paris' interruption will inescapably cut Thomas and Hope's discussion short, so Hope will presumably have to witness further PDA and suffer over her single status. The good news is Hope will lean on John Finnegan soon and get her spirits lifted a bit. The bad news is Thomas and Paris brewing marriage form will move forward, so Hope will have to accept that for the time being. Paris may question Thomas about his rearmost discussion with Hope and what went down between them, but Thomas may assure Paris that she's the woman he's pledging his life to. It looks like that LL be good enough for Paris since she shift her focus to marriage plans and will try to nail down some specific opinions regarding the espousal. Deep down, Thomas may not be relatively as ready to commit to a future with Paris as he thinks he is. Brooke will express mistrustfulness about whether Thomas has truly moved on, but Ridge Forrester will want to have faith in his son's claims. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Thomas could have love life updates coming over, so we bring you more prognostications on his romantic curveballs. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that there's a striking allusion in Thomas Forrester and Paris Buckingham's engagement plot. Since Zoe Buckingham is Thomas' ex-fiancée and Paris' family, she absolutely needs to be around for all this drama. The show brought Xander Avant back for a brief bow before this time, bone. That involved advising John Finnegan about Thomas and what he was able of. Could Zoe make a comeback for an analogous reason? Should Zoe show up and advise Paris not to make the same mistake that she formerly made? In 2020, Zoe accepted Thomas' marriage offer because she allowed. He was ready to move on from Hope Logan. Although Zoe wanted to live happily ever after with Thomas, their marriage day eventually fell piecemeal. Hope compactly tricked Thomas into allowing she was ready to change in as his bridegroom, but it was just her way of exposing his true intentions. Thomas had been using Zoe each along to make Hope jealous and truly still wanted Hope deep down. It's wild that Paris would want to be with Thomas after the way he treated Zoe and get engaged to him knowing he has a history of not being suitable to get over Hope. Of course, Paris also got left at the balcony when she tried to marry Carter Walton, so you'd suppose she'd be a little more conservative about tying the knot with someone who might be hung up on notoriety differently. Carter dumped Paris for Quinn Fuller, so why isn't Paris bothered that Thomas will gutter her for Hope, too? That's commodity Zoe could clearly bring up if she comes back to City. Indeed, if Zoe has to appear in recast form, she'd be useful for this plot. At the veritably least, Zoe needs to call Paris or shoot her a letter advising her about what a terrible idea this is. Naturally, it'd be indeed better if Zoe arrived in person to stop the marriage. Zoe might be an unanticipated host if she barges in and insists Paris can't marry Thomas. In the meantime, Thomas has proposed to Hope for a third time to prove she's not able of the commitment he wants. We know Thomas is going to stick with Paris as his bridegroom-to-be for now, but Zoe's return could be a game-changer if they just make it be. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Paris may have to make some updates to her perspective sooner or laterly, so we pass along further prognostications on any other marriage-related news. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for coming week tease Hope Logan will continue to struggle with Thomas Forrester getting engaged to Paris Buckingham. Hope is certain Thomas is making a huge mistake, But what lines will she cross to get him to call off the marriage? Hope Logan is about to play dirty. Keep reading for all the details, then's what's coming up on Bold and Beautiful. Hope Logan ignores Paris threats. According to B&B spoilers, Paris Buckingham's pitfalls aren't going to stop Hope. Right before the big engagement party, Paris and Hope had a converse. Paris advised Hope to back off, and scarfed that Thomas Forrester is her man now. Despite the fact that Paris sounded a little scary, Hope is moving full broom ahead with her charge to stop their marriage. The Bold and the Beautiful observers can anticipate to see Hope play dirty, and it won't be long before she dusts off her lingerie and tries to betray Thomas down from his fiancée. Sorely, hitting the waists won't do the trick, and Hope Logan will have to get creative. Hope Logan gets hopeless. A hot new scuttlebutt hints Hope Logan is pregnant with Thomas Forrester's baby, which would clearly put the brakes on Thomas and Paris' marriage plans. Why would he marry another woman if Hope was carrying his baby? But, what if Hope's not pregnant at all? There's a chance she is. But, there's also a chance that she's hopeless enough to fake being pregnant to get Thomas back. Of course, it would get a little awkward after 9 months when there's no baby. Would Thomas demand any kind of evidence, or would he just take Hope's word for it and leave Paris? Do you suppose there's a chance Hope really is pregnant and that's why she has been having headaches? See over for the manner in which Croker. Finn broke the bad news to Deacon and Hollis that Tom had failed of a medicine overdose. Are you sure, Finn? Are you? Would End's End have had a lesser and slash or any perspective on Luna suddenly being a part of a big family, what with his having been espoused into the Forrester clan? Is the only thing Luna is missing to be a Disney queen, a musical number, and musketeers who are, like, mice and catcalls? I mean, they're sweet, and also there's sugar, shock sweet. Take it down a notch, Pens. Unless this youthful lady came out of Willy Wonka's delicacy plant, there's no reason for her to be so soupy in 2024. Hope replied that it didn't really count what she would do, because Thomas had formally moved on with Paris. Brooke tried to comfort her son with a clench. Back outdoors, Ridge, Eric, and Donna mooted the impact of Thomas and Paris' engagement on Hope. Donna went so far as to say that Thomas and Hope were still in love. After Eric and Donna headed to the pool, Ridge asked Thomas and Paris to make their way down to the pool as soon as they could. Ridge started to walk down, but suddenly stopped. He turned back around to Thomas and Paris and told them how happy he was for them. After declaring that was all he would to say, Ridge progressed his trip to the Forrester pool. Alone with Thomas, Paris shared that she was happy that she and Thomas were a couple. We get to be in us for the rest of our lives, Paris pipped. As Paris expressed her excitement about getting Thomas's woman, they both agreed that commodity much more important had to come first: pool time.